Okay, time to finally bite the bullet since I promised I was going to do this for quite a while, and I hope someone gets a chuckle out of what I'm about to put out there on the internet, because this is probably going to be terrible. Anyway, just want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Welch of Mr. Welch's Mad Musings for giving me the inspiration to do this. Definitely go check him out. He is awesome. But yeah, it's time to make a complete fool of myself and tell everyone the 200 things that Jubal Leif is not allowed to do in a D&D setting. And if for any reason this this goes anywhere and my horrible mind keeps coming up with things to do, I'll continue this and keep adding on. So, without further ado, here's 200 things I am not allowed to do in a D&D setting. Number 1, psychopathic good is not a proper alignment choice. Number 2, not allowed to figure out where the meta plot of the overarching quest is going before the rest of the party and ruin the campaign. Number 3, cannot make the villain or even my own party outright question whether or not I am the true evil of the campaign. Number 4, not allowed to tell any female character that she needs to calm down, especially if she knows Berserk. Number 5, I will not try to sell battle axe body spray to every teenage male villager the party travels across. Number 6, try to seduce the attractive villainess for anything more than helping to defeat her in a given quest. Number 7, using my grave cleric's power to immediately solve a murder mystery and ruin that potential quest. Number 8, no usage of my grave cleric's powers to recreate any spooky singing and dancing numbers from any kind of media. 'Cause it's a thriller. Okay, that was terrible. But you'll get those asides more often than not in this list. So, yeah, just have fun with that. Number 9, my grave cleric shall refrain from abusing his powers to make any other character live through the plot of Corpse Bride. Number 10, no hitting on female elves because you're into older women. Number 11, I will not create a bard necromancer just to be bard to the bone or go by the title of the Necro Dancer. Number 12, I shouldn't give my skeleton minions mariachi instruments and sugar skull paint jobs to earn money playing at various parties and taverns. Number 13, no enslaving of a gnome village just so my character can recreate Willy Wonka's chocolate factory or the Wizard of Oz. Number 14, I shall not bring back someone from the dead after 3 days just to start my own fake religion. Number 15, after a party character reveals a tragic backstory about the death of their family or the destruction of their entire village, I shall refrain from asking the exact location of where these events transpired. Number 16, I will not create a funeral parlor business as a source of easy bodies. Or, I will not create a funeral parlor business as a easy source of bodies. Number 17, as a grave cleric, I will not make jokes referencing the rigor mortis in my pants or the size of the bone which is kept in my crotch crypt. Number 18, no using the phrase, can a guy just raise a family in peace, if said family is sourced from the local graveyard. And I will try to keep the chuckling at my own jokes to a minimum, but we're not making any promises. Number 19, no starting a death cult, just to have another source of bodies. Number 20, I shall not dress up one of my grave cleric skeletons as the personification of death to scare the elderly or terminally ill of a given town. Number 21, no pedantry about making friends with everybody and making friends with everybody. Number 22, even if the rules allow it, I shall not try and source out mermaid skeletons just to make a hilariously awesome fish pond. Number 23, I am not allowed to visit a village enduring apocalyptic events with a cart yelling, "Bring out your dead!" Number 24, no making a death music bard troupe. Number 25, my barbarian is barred from anything resembling a punching contest. Number 26, even if the rules potentially allow it, being too stupid to know that, or being affected by something, is not an automatic pass check for my barbarian. Number 27, my grave cleric shall refrain from raising any number of undead beings modeled after various pop culture icons. Number 28, I shall not make a beating a dead horse joke if I'm about to order a skeletal cavalry charge. Number 29, none of my characters are allowed to be swashbucklers. I will drink lots of rum. Number 30, I am not allowed to use my grave cleric's powers to perpetuate various life insurance scams for easy money. Number 31, no making the once you go drow, you never go back joke. Number 32, my grave cleric is disbarred from ever entering a house with taxidermy animals or any museum with skeletal remains. Number 33, I will not be pedantic about helping to raise people's spirits and raising people's spirits. Number 34, the boneyard cannot be another reference to my crotch crypt. Number 35, having a bone to pick with someone is not an excuse to steal their skeleton. Number 36, my grave cleric shall not hit on the sexy vampire by saying he is something of a neck romancer himself. Number 37, my grave cleric cannot hit on the sexy vampire by asking, so what is her preferred blood type? Number 38, I am not allowed to create a white barred halfling just to try and recreate Tales from the Crypt. Number 39, no circumventing battles by using my skeletons as suicide bombers. I kill you! Number 40, I shall refrain from using real-life musicians as templates for bards. Number 41, delving into eldritch magic just to try and prove Cthulhu is real. He is! Number 42, forcing every NPC in a campaign to convert to my real-life religion might not be the best use of the party's time. Number 43, my barbarian is not allowed near any mummies if they resemble beef jerky. Come here, jerky man. Number 44, my barbarian is not allowed to keep a puppy if it happens to be a werewolf. Number 45, no kidnapping of a tiefling just to see if I can try to recreate the movie Legend. Number 46, I shall not create a dwarf artificer character based on Santa Claus. Number 47, trying to sell the board game Mazes and Monsters to the children of local villages. Number 48, cannot use the create water spell to initiate any kind of wet garments contest for any reason. Number 49, will not create any character with a lisp for the comedic possibilities. Number 50, killing enemies is good. Killing enemies one at a time and making all the other enemies his watch is bad. Very bad. Okay, I'm going to grab a drink real quick, and we're going to get right back to this. Yeah, this is going to be how I finally lose my voice, and, yeah. I have no one to blame but myself for this stupidity. Alright. Number 51. Cannot use fake musicians or bands as templates for bards. Number 52. A feather duster, cheese grater, or pillow are not appropriate improvised weapon choices. Number 53. My barbarian is not allowed into any petting zoo for any reason. Why animals sleep when pet. Number 54. Not allowed to make a monk character based off Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, or Chuck Norris. Number 55. Trying to recreate the Roman Empire in any campaign for the power fantasy. Number 56. Cannot have my character's spells be the lyrics from various songs that I like. Number 57. Not allowed to collect a skeleton from one of everything. Gotta catch 'em all. Oh yeah, that's gonna kill people. Number 58. Not allowed to create any character based off Charlton Heston. Number 59. My necromancer is not allowed to let people visit with their departed loved ones one last time. Number 60. No using a bag of holding to perpetuate various kidnapping, smuggling, and trafficking schemes. Number 61, cannot use a co-conspiratorial orc tribe to fake attacks, then rescues to swindle various towns. Number 62, must refrain from creating an organized crime family in the image of the mafia. Number 63, shall not refer to any of the humanoid animal races as effing furries. Number 64, if the princess we just rescued is not as attractive as Princess Daphne from Dragon's Lair, I am not allowed to abandon the quest, and her right there. Number 65, cannot infer that there is a height requirement on quests involving halflings, gnomes, and dwarves. Number 66, should any of the campaign's characters be ginger in appearance, I am not allowed to automatically assume my necromantic spells will work on them. Number 67, even if Geneva does not exist in the multiverse of D&D, I am still not allowed to break its conventions. Number 68, if someone asks what time it is, I am not allowed to respond with war crime o'clock. Number 69. Nice. Number 70. Shall not make a chaotic good animal-centric druid character based off Ace Ventura. Number 71. Cannot use child slave labor for any reason. Number 72. Not allowed to force the cannibalistic tribe to eat each other for the dark irony. Number 73. Cannot force the survivors of the villain's followers to fight each other to the death under the false pretense that the last one standing will be allowed to go free. He won't. Number 74. After liberating the slaves of a given quest, I am not allowed to turn around and tell them that they are now under new management. Number 75. I shall refrain from killing and cooking a mind flayer just to see if I can trip while eating eldritch calamari. Number 76, not allowed to throw variously spiked holy waters on a tiefling, no matter what kind of cleric I am playing. Number 77, it is strongly advised that I not speak with any dragonkin in a Scottish accent. Number 78, probably shouldn't engage any orcs verbally with a Cockney accent. Number 79, definitely do not speak to dwarves in a fake Swedish accent. Number 80, do not taunt the elves in a haughty French accent. Number 81. Number 81. Shouldn't badger halflings or gnomes with an Irish accent. Number 82. I will not enchant any kind of firearms just so I can shout alakablam as the activation words. Number 83. Shall not try and pass off Ostrich jelly beans as candy to children. Number 84. It can actually be considered cruel and unusual to force a gelatinous cube into being a waterbed. Number 85. I am not to take having skeletons in the closet into the literal sense. I am not to take having some skeletons into the closet into the literal sense. Sorry about that. Number 86. Cannot destroy the local clan of vampires by luring them into the woods and turning every tree into a bomb. Number 87. A chainsaw and shotgun are not appropriate starting weapons. Number 88. It is not appropriate to open a furniture store stocked entirely with mimics. Number 89. Not allowed to pick out the selection of romantic songs, even if I am the bard. Number 90. Cannot create any character based off Tommy Wiseau. Oh, hi, Mark. Number 91. Shouldn't ask another character if they are smart enough to feel stupid. Number 92. The party's method of handling traps is not allowed to be me pushing other characters into said traps. Number 93. Reviving characters after pushing them into said traps is not considered an appropriate apology. Number 94. Cannot give party members snarky nicknames from what their characters are possibly based upon. Number 95. When the party is being introduced to someone in a position of power, I shall not refer to myself as their replacement. Number 96. Cannot give a chariot or carriage a flame and skull paint scheme. Number 97. Cannot persuade the villain's minions to unionize and thus thwart their evil plan. Number 98. Oh god, we're going backwards. Bad. Number 98. Shouldn't create magical items with redundant or possibly inappropriate enchantments. Number 99. My character is not allowed to become the harbinger of the apocalypse. Number 100. My barbarian is not allowed to punch most spellcasters just because he is afraid of wordy lights. Okay. We're going to take another break just to drink. Oh gosh. Can't believe this has already gone on for 15 minutes. Okay, we can do this. Also, another thing, this is just me going on a bit of a rant, but yeah, with the current trash can fire that is Wizards of the Coast, D&D 1, and just basically everything that they're messing up with the current, iteration of Dungeons and Dragons, I really hope the game survives everything that is currently being done to destroy it, especially since the CEO, or I think it's the CEO of Wizards of the Coast, is a former Microsoft manager, whatever, because microtransactions in D&D, it's like, if you want to kill D&D, this is how we're going to kill D&D. It's like, there's money to be made in D&D, but it's not by going down the Ubisoft and, because I barely play video games anymore, I think it's Electronics Art. Electronics. If I could speak today, Electronic Arts, but it's like, yeah, D&D's in this weird spot where I don't want to keep this rant going too long, but I really do just gotta get this off my chest. It's like, D&D can make money. Just don't try to nickel and dime it and squeeze blood out of a turnip. It's like, the game is way too iconic and way too... yeah, I can't even coherently speak anymore, but it's just too iconic and there's too many possibilities just to let it go down this route. Just treat the game with respect and it'll make money. And also, if they do a D&D 6th edition, just take the best parts from, the previous iterations of D&D and let us have that. It's like, seriously, that formula would not be hard. Just don't turn the game into 4th edition board game and we should be good. And also, I will say this much, if this list reveals the fact that I have no life and I get way too many pop culture references from various decades, it's like, guess what, guys? I'm that guy. So, yeah, we'll get back to it and enjoy it. So, here we go again with 101. Cannot create any character with the dark secret. Failed painter. Number 102. Even if the rules allow it, I am not allowed to try and enchant any kind of nuclear material. Number 103. Cannot create any dwarf, gnome, or halfling character based off Danny DeVito. Number 104. Not allowed to create any character based off Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. Number 105. Not allowed to create my own versions of deadly or contagious diseases. Number 106. If a romance is tragically cut short by an untimely death, I am not allowed to revive anyone just to see if it could work out. Number 107. I am forbidden from ever handling any artifact of doom. Doom! Number 108. Not allowed to spay or neuter any werefolk. Number 109. If I am ever given a unicorn as a mount, I am not allowed to turn it into a battlecorn. Number 110. Even if I could make a chariot or carriage go 88 miles per hour, still can't travel through time. Number 111. Tragically, my grave cleric cannot revive a person's individual body parts, or marriage for that matter. Number 112. My grave cleric knows full well what bodybuilder means and will not be disappointed at that revelation. Number 113. My grave cleric is forbidden from ever attending or crashing other people's funerals. Number 114. Should anyone ask what my grave cleric's profession is, I should likely respond as the late stage healer. Number 115. My druid character is not allowed to enter into a petting zoo. Be free, my friends. Number 116, stealing people's hearts is great when you're a charismatic bard, but really bad when you happen to be a grave cleric. Number 117, cannot forge any weapon out of nuclear material. Number 118, even if the rules allow it, I am not allowed to bling my skeletons. Number 119, can't receive any armor bonus to said skeletons for blinging them out. Number 120, can't make the dungeon crawl through the villain's lair super easy by sending their lackeys a bunch of busty wenches. Number 121, cannot go on a campaign of terror until all the monsters and villains in a given region are afraid of me. Number 122, if my reputation precedes me on a given quest, I am to automatically assume that this is a bad thing. Number 123, not allowed to wingman for anyone with my grave cleric if someone states the mood has been killed. Number 124, sadly my grave cleric spells cannot revive childhood dreams, broken transportation, or the best laid plans. Number 125, if someone says they're dead to someone else, my grave cleric is not to see if that was only just metaphorical. Number 126, not allowed to put any of my characters in a position where paternity results may become an issue. Number 127, if my player character becomes too deeply involved in any prophecies, we are allowed to abandon that quest. Number 128, not allowed to sell the game Devils and Demons to see how much trouble I can stir up with parents in the local community. Number 129, disbarred from ever opening a tavern called Hard Dixon Cider if I or the street is not named Dixon. Number 130, any gnome character that starts to look more and more like Napoleon is vetoed. Number 131, cannot create a spell called Lose Sphincter Control. Number 132, neither can I create a spell titled Curse of the Flimsy Sword. Number 133, Curse of the Overly Sensitive Trigger is right out. Number 134, lawful sociopathic is not a proper alignment choice. Number 135, cannot have an NPC named Patsy follow behind me clopping around with 2 halves of a coconut. Number 136, a stick pony is not a proper mount. Number 137, even if the rules allow it, I won't bombard an area related to a quest with a catapult, then search through the rubble. Number 138, we'll keep the scary or unsettling monologuing to a minimum. Number 139, sadly my skeleton minions are not allowed to vote. Number 140, I am to refrain from creating a real estate business based off the dungeons and lairs that I help clear out. Number 141, if I ever create a swashbuckler character, his stated goal in life cannot be to become king of the pirates. Number 142, not allowed to bring civilization to what I perceive as less developed peoples. Number 143, Halloween and victory parades are the only times it is acceptable to march my grave cleric's army in through the streets. Number 144, I am to properly restrain myself if my grave cleric enters a necropolis for any reason during a campaign. 145, my bard is required to play a more significant instrument than a triangle. Number 146, conversely, a kazoo is not a proper instrument selection either. Number 147, if the party comes across a city run by a wizard, I cannot go searching behind the curtains for the real answers. Number 148, if my skeleton minions are raised from fallen warriors, I am not allowed to form a veterans group from them. Number 149, even if the rules allow it, I cannot create a crude automated factory using skeleton parts. Number 150, should someone remark over my dead body, my grave cleric is not to oblige them in any respect to that statement. Three-fourths of the way through this marathon, and well, only screwing up on a semi-regular basis, but yeah, we're gonna power through the last of this. It's like, don't worry guys, it has to end eventually. So here we go. Number 151. Telling someone I love you to death is not an excuse to keep them around past their body's natural lifespan. Number 152. There is no acceptable reason to see if it is possible to find an alignment farther than chaotic evil. Number 153, not allowed to multi-class a necromancer druid, especially if I remark how I am going to pet sanctuary. Pet sanctuary. Yeah, okay. Number 153, not allowed to multi-class a necromancer druid, especially if I remark how I am going to pet cemetery this beach up. Number 154, my druid character does not receive a passive buff for walking around the woods while naked. Number 155, cannot persuade the party to create a quartet of Tortle ninja characters. Cowabunga, dudes. Number 156, not allowed to create any eldritch, leather armor-wearing PC whose battle cry is, "I will show you such exquisite pain." Number 157, if the quest we are on requires stealth or infiltration, I am not allowed to dress my skeletons in skin suits made of bad guys. Number 158, if a homebrew NPC starts to look like a celebrity crush of mine, she is vetoed. 159, not allowed to keep making inventive slurs for every fantasy race we encounter during the campaign. Number 160, my bard doesn't have to play the background music at any point during the campaign. 161, say hello to my little friend cannot refer to any dwarves, gnomes, or halflings currently in the party. 162, cannot try and pass off body glitter as magical pixie dust. 163, conversely, I should not try and pass off any magical powder as body glitter. 164, if what I would do to the villain turns the local population against me, I am not allowed to try it. 165, not allowed to refer to female werewolves as German women. 166, cannot overthrow the government of any country just to install my friends as the new rulers. You're welcome, CJ! If we are trying to infiltrate an organization of vampires, I am not allowed to ask when the interview starts. 168, conversely, not allowed to ask the vampires about the masquerade. 169, cannot create enchanted weapons or items with overly silly names. 170, not allowed to create characters with names that contain inappropriate meanings. 171, if the party is ever invited to a royal banquet, my bard is not allowed to play big balls. 172, cannot create the manliest character of the party with a dark secret, actually gay. 173, I am to refrain from asking a mind flayer from granting me eyes on the inside. 174, should my character appear to be thriving in an eldritch setting, the party is going to have some questions. 175, cannot refer to an elven community as that stinking hippie commune. 176, I do not acquire any bonuses to my druid for being part Native American. 177, no matter how good my character is at currently dealing with armor types, I still can't attack the plot armor of a story. 178, my grave cleric is forbidden from ever trying to host an unboxing event. 179, I am not to secretly plot the demise of a fellow player character should they be based off something I find annoying. 180, I am to fully inform the party about trying to delve into enemy territory if that involves attractive female enemies. It is not acceptable for my bard to battle yodel. 182, not allowed to use my real-life knowledge of steam propulsion and metallurgy to construct a railroad. 183, cannot try and find a way to destroy the Forgotten Realms just so Wizards of the Coast has to work on a different setting. 184, not allowed to create a samurai character based off Tom Cruise from The Last Samurai. 185, I am forbidden from showing any ecologically minded werewolves my own version of the apocalypse. 186, even if the rules could allow it, my grave cleric is not allowed to mix and match various skeletons together. 187, though the end of bed knobs and broomsticks is an underrated gem, the party would greatly appreciate it if I didn't try to create my own army of animated armors. 188, not allowed to create a monk character based off Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Ed O'Neill. 189. Should initial diplomacy with anyone fail, I am not to then automatically assume that peace was never an option. 190. Though not technically cannibalism, it is greatly frowned upon should I try and start eating the other fantasy races. 191. My grave cleric's powers cannot be used to try and resurrect somebody's happiness. Ugh. 192. Cannot create a children's pizza place using the various bodies of scavenged warforged dressed up as animals. 193. If my character starts off as a green, masked, and magically unhinged vigilante, I better be an orc rogue and not the mask. 194. Cannot create a red hat, overall-clad halfling that stomps on Kappa and eats mushrooms, for obvious reasons. 195. Should the party encounter a horde of zombies, my grave cleric is not allowed to make them shuffle away in fear. 196. I am neither the Eggman nor am I the Walrus. Goo goo gajoob. 197. Cannot start a mail order bride business specializing in the fantasy races of women. 198. Not allowed to base a gunslinger character off Clint Eastwood, Kurt Russell, or Val Kilmer. 199. If the party encounters any enemy wielding a whip, my priority is not to figure out the safe word. Number 200. Cannot use called shots exclusively to the enemy. Oh gosh. 200, I flubbed that one. Number 200. Cannot use called shots exclusively to the enemy's groin. We did it. At only a little over 30 minutes. Whew. Alright, guys. Partial ranting aside, I really do hope that this is good enough quality and just inventive enough that you get at least one or two chuckles out of it. So, yeah. I cannot see straight, and I don't know if that's me trying to stare at the list or if I'm slowly driving myself insane with this, but, yeah. I was about to say, if anyone wants, I'll still keep figuring out the horrible things that I probably should not do in a D&D game, and, yeah, we'll go from there. So, to everyone that's had to put up with me, kind of shooting these ideas past them to see how horrified they are, thank you. I love you all. And, hey, just remember, you're awesome and you got this.